Hello students, I am Anshuman Sharma, soft skills trainer from Chandigarh University. Today we'll be covering a very important topic related to English language, which is different parts of speech and tenses. So now let us understand this through a PPT. Now as far as grammar is concerned, grammar is divided into two important parts. First is morphology, which is talking about how we study and understand words. For example, there are prefixes and suffixes. Suppose if I say a word disrespect, so if I remove the first three letters, dis, then only respect will be a word. That means this is a prefix. Okay. Additionally, if I take another word, suppose movement, and if I remove ment, last four letters, then the word will be move. That means last four letters, ment, are the suffix. Hence, to study the words through prefixes and suffixes are known as morphology. Additionally, syntax. What is syntax? How sentences are arranged. Different words are arranged through subject, verb, and object. Always remember a sentence at least have a subject and verb in it. It may have an object. Object is optional, but without a subject and verb, a sentence cannot be formed. To give an example, suppose example says Ronaldo kicked a ball. Now, in this, Ronaldo is a subject. What is subject in a sentence? Subject is a noun or pronoun who is doer of an action, who performs some action. So in this sentence, Ronaldo kicked a ball. Ronaldo is the subject because he's performing an action. If I talk about verb, verb is action which is taking place. So in this sentence, Ronaldo kicked a ball. Kick is a verb because it is talking about a work which is performed by a noun or a pronoun. Now, what is an object? Object is again a noun or a pronoun which is receiving an action. And in this sentence, ball is receiving an action from Ronaldo, which is a subject. Hence, there has to have, in order to have a proper sentence in English grammar, there has to have a proper alignment of subject verb agreement. Okay, and that is arrangement in sentences are known as syntax. So now let us move ahead and try to understand some of the tips and tricks which are actually required in English grammar. The first tip is the order of a basic positive sentence is subject, verb, object, which I've already explained just now. The second part is every sentence must have a subject and a verb with or without object. If I again say Ronaldo go, I have not used any object here. I have just used a subject, Ronaldo, and I just said a verb go. So this is also a sentence. So that means a sentence can be framed without an object, but it cannot be framed without a subject. Hence, a subject and object is basic in framing sentence. Next part is subject should agree with the verb in every sentence. For example, whenever there is a singular subject, for example, Ronaldo or Peter or Geeta or Sita, they are single subjects, singular noun. With every singular noun in English grammar, we'll always be using a singular verb. For example, Ronaldo kicks, or Ronaldo sings, or Ronaldo dances. Singular verb will always be having S or ES. For example, Ronaldo goes. So subject should agree with the verb in every sentence. Now, one of the example is if two singular subjects are connected by or, we use a singular verb. For example, if I say Ram or Sham is about to complete their homework. Although here Ram and Sham are two people, two singular nouns, but here we are not using and. If we would be using and between Ram and Sham, then we would be using a verb which is are. But here, since it is or, so that is why Ram or Sham, so they are both singular. Hence, we will be using a singular verb. Okay. So if two singular subjects are connected by or, we use a singular verb. Then the next part is link ideas with a conjunction. What are conjunctions? Conjunctions are the words which connects a noun and a pronoun or other parts of the sentences. For example, when I say Ram and Sham, when I say Ram or Sham, if I say either Ram or Sham, and if I say neither Ram nor Sham, so and, or, neither nor, either or, they all are conjunctions because they are connecting one noun with the another noun or one pronoun with the other pronoun and with other sentences. So always link ideas with conjunction. Then comes with, let us understand the articles. Articles are majorly of two types. First is definite article. Second is indefinite article. Indefinite article means when we do not know about whom we are talking. The number of person, the number of noun or pronoun is unknown to us. Then that article will be indefinite and we will be using a or an. For example, if I say, please give me a pencil, I do not know which pencil I'm talking about. Okay. But if I say, please give me the pencil, so that means I know which pencil I'm talking about. So if the identity of a noun is known beforehand, before the time of speaking, that is known as definite article. With definite article, we will always be using the. Now, furthermore, with much, a lot, a little, these are used for uncountable nouns, and with many, few, these are used for countable noun. For example, if we talk about water, so water is uncountable noun, right? So we just go ahead and say, give me a little water or give me a little sugar. So likewise, we'll be talking about this. And then the last point, use a simple present for habitual actions. Generally, whenever we talk about our habitual actions which we keep on doing on a regular basis, for example, I rides bicycle in the evening, or I reads a book in the morning. So always use simple present for habitual action. I likes to go out on a bicycle with my friends in the evening. So whenever a regular activity which we keep on doing on a daily basis, we will always be using simple present. And present progressive, which is also known as present continuous, we'll be using it when some action is continuing at the time of speaking. For example, if a particular person is reading a book at the time of speaking, so that means you will say, so that person is reading a book. So is reading, that means it's currently progressive. So for current action, we'll be using present continuous tense. For habitual actions which keeps on going, we'll be using simple present. Okay. Now let's solve some of the exercises based on tenses and different parts of speech for better clarity. First of all, let us understand what are tenses. Tenses are nothing but verbs. Okay. If I take an example of he watch, if just he watch, let's convert it into different tenses. Tenses are generally 12 based on their application, and they are divided into present, past, and future. That means in three categories. So what is simple present? Simple present means action which happens at present. He watches a match. Okay. Simply the same action if it has happened in the past, he watched a match. if the same action is happening in future, right? So he will watch a match. So that means a change between verb. In simple present, simple s will be there. In past, we'll be using the second form of verb, which is ed will be there. And in the future, we'll be using the future form of the verb, which is will. Okay. Now, whenever a particular action, as I already discussed earlier, is happening at the time of speaking on a continuous basis, that will be a continuous tense. For example, he is watching something happening at the time of speaking. So he is watching a match. A day before, suppose yesterday, he was watching a match at the same time. So that action was continuing in the past. So he was watching. And in future, if we want to talk about, so he will be watching. So in continuous, a subject plus is plus ing plus object will be the basic rule. If it is past continuous, then we'll be using subject plus was plus ing. If it is future, then subject plus verb, which is will be here, plus ing. So likewise, this will be the rule for continuous tense. If I talk about perfect tense, okay, so what happens in perfect? Perfect tense means us at the time of speaking, something has completely done. It is not going further, any action. That is known as present perfect. For example, he has watched a match, or he along with his friends have watched the match. Now, what is the rule of perfect tense? Subject plus has, have, plus second form of verb. If it is a present tense, present perfect. If it is a past perfect, rules are subject plus had plus again the second form of verb. And if it is, future tense, present perfect, future perfect, then subject plus will plus have or has, and then the third form of verb. So likewise, we will be dividing the tenses into perfect. Now, the most important, last but not the least, is perfect continuous tense. What is perfect continuous? Perfect continuous tense means it started some time ago in the past, any activity, any event, and it is still continuing at the time of speaking, and it may go beyond that also. Okay. So the rules for present perfect continuous is subject plus has, have, been plus ing. Rules for past perfect continuous are subject plus had, been plus ing. Rules for future continuous is subject plus will plus have been plus ing. So I think students, if we practice these rules, we can frame a lot of sentences, and since tenses are the backbone of grammar, we can understand it with much practice. Now let us understand and practice some of the tenses and different parts of speech. As you can see here, the first sentence talks about this is a fill in the blanks. A sentence is there and 4 options are there. Let us choose the best option. The sentence says, our country is spiritual country, theirs dash religious. Now always remember, when we are talking about ourselves, we will be using am as verb. But when we are talking about some other person, if the other person is singular, we will be using is, right? And or was, depending upon the tense. So here, since the tense is in present, so we will be using is. So the correct option is option A. Our country is spiritual country, theirs is religious. Now let us understand the second part. Second part says, our sir teaches mathematics dash English. There are 4 options given. Option number A, across, and option number D, both. They both are illogical here. If we see besides, if we talk about, beside is a preposition which talks about the position of a noun and pronoun in a sentence. So beside will not be the right answer, but if we talk about besides means in addition to, which is the right option here. So our sir teaches mathematics in addition to English. That means the correct option is second, which is besides. Let us move ahead. Third option says, I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw. The correct option is an elephant. Because in English, always remember with words like A, E, I, O, U, with the letters which are starting with A, E, I, O, U, before that, we will always be using an. Okay. For example, an umbrella will not say a umbrella. Okay. Likewise, elephant here, it is written. So that means an elephant, which is an indefinite article. So I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw an elephant crossing the road in front of my school yesterday. Let us see the fourth part. How much will it cost to go on dash holiday to Bali? Now, always remember, whenever in articles, when we know about the noun or pronoun, which we are talking about, the identity beforehand, we will always be using the as an article. So here it is a definite article because we know where we are going on a holiday. We are going to Bali. That is why we'll be using the. How much will it cost to go on the holiday to Bali? So this would be the correct answer. If we talk about the fifth question says, a mosquito is flying dash your head. So here inside will make no sense. On means if a particular insect is stationed on the surface, then we can say on, but it is moving, flying. So flying will always have over as a preposition. So it is a preposition, over is a preposition, and hence the answer is option D. A mosquito is flying over your head. If you talk about question number 6, it says, I left my shoes under the kitchen. Now, always remember words like on, in, at, under, over, besides, nearby. These are the prepositions which talks about the position of a noun or a pronoun in a sentence. So that is why I left my shoes under is a preposition. So here we'll be using under as a preposition. So that is why the option is A of question number 6. Let us understand question number 7. If we finish our work quickly, we can go to the movies. Now here, quickly is an adverb because it is modifying a verb. What is an adverb? Adverbs are words which modify verb, adjective, or another adverb. So in this sentence, if we finish our work quickly, we can go to the movies. That means if we finish our work which is a verb, and quickly is an adverb, which is talking about how the work is going to be completed. So that is why the answer of question number 7 is A. If we see question number 8, after lunch, let's go out for a coffee. So again, after is underlined, which is a preposition, and it is talking about after lunch. So it is talking about when we will be going out for a lunch. So after is talking about the position. So that is why preposition will be the right answer. Now let us see the question number 9. Question number 9 says, well, I don't think I will be home before 6. Here there are 3 options: interjection, preposition, and pronoun. Always remember, students, interjection talks about feelings and emotion in a sentence. So if you remove these interjections, still a sentence can be framed without any grammatical error. In this sentence, we can see well. So well is talking about the emotion. So that is why it is an interjection. What are interjection? Words like when you are excited, for example, hooray, wow, alas, ah, well. These are the words which we talk about when we are excited or when we show our emotions. So in English grammar, words which talks about emotion, they are known as interjection. So these words are well is an interjection. So that is why answer of question number 9 is A. If I talk about question number 10, my sister speaks good English. We need to choose the verb. Now speaks is an action. So action is always a verb. Whatever speaks, dance, sings, whatever a noun or a pronoun performs as an action is known as verb. So that is why question number 10, C, speaks is the correct answer. Now, let us understand question number 11. I dash watched the movie last night. My TV was broken. So here there are three answers. Can't, could, couldn't. We cannot be using can't because this sentence is talking about a past event, right? Had this event happened in present, we would have been using can't, but since this event has happened in the past, so we will be using couldn't. Why we are not using could? Because the next part of the sentence talks about my TV was broken. So that means that part is not positive. So hence we will be using couldn't. So the past form of can is couldn't. So I couldn't watch the movie last night. My TV was broken. Now let us understand question number 12. Question number 12 says, I enjoyed my trip to Paris because I dash speak a little French. Because the correct answer is can. Because although the trip is completed, has been completed, but the particular person still knows French and he still talks about speaking French. Whenever we talk about a possibility, which we can go ahead and do, ability, not possibility, ability, then we will always be using can. Hence, I can speak a little French. So the correct option is option A. Let us see question number 13. Question number 13 says, did you pay rupees 100? It dash have cost more than rupees 50. Now in this sentence, we can say should, shouldn't, may not, couldn't. Always remember, could will always be used when something can be done. And should will always be used when something must be done or ought to be done. That means it has to be completed without any further hiccups. So did you pay rupees 100? It shouldn't have cost more than 50. That means it is must that it shouldn't have cost more than 50. So correct answer is option number B, shouldn't. If we see question number 14, he will not be dash the bus today. So take, taken, taking. So here we can see he will not be taking the bus today because here it is future perfect, future continuous tense, which is talking about with future will always be using will dash will be plus ing. So the correct option is option number 4. So I think with this exercise, all of you must have got your basics revised regarding tenses and different parts of speech, because these are the backbone of the exam which you are preparing for. Thank you so much from my side.